15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Take this one. But bros, me I sing. See this boy. You sabi promotion? But bros. Come on, take this in the jaw. Take it. Hey, Dogu. Unstoppable. My queen. My queen. More Banika 60% too. That's why I said wow for really. Come for training, my queen. See, come. You see, Odogu.
Young cast, last.
You're supposed to take 100%. True.
Got me looking like Machala.
So Carter Efe and Berri Tiga are in a dispute.
I sang the song from the beginning to the end.
You want more head?
Well, I wouldn't say I saw it coming because I didn't. I'm sure that's you. But you know, it's something we could all learn from, can't we?
MC God.
And yes, also, I am not here to pick sides because looking at it from both perspectives, each of them can be right. I'll just leave it for you guys to choose the side you are on. I repeat, I am not here to pick sides. I'm actually lying because there's one side I'm actually on, which is the winning side.
Gotcha, bitch.
You know why? Because every side or platform that you choose, you will have to pay fees. But what if I told you that this platform I'm talking about has taken off all the fees attached to buying and selling of BTC and USDT? All of the fees. Wait, what? Yes. And you know the good part? There's no 95.5, 100% all yours. Yes. So get started and save more when you make crypto purchases. Choose my BitStore. The more you trade, the more you save. Thank you. So apparently the song we are talking about was taken off all platforms for some reason.
For my music!
And some minor adjustments were made to it. Meaning now Carter owns the whole song and is featuring Berri Tiga.
Offered me a 95.5%, you taking 95, me taking 5%.
Berri Tiga came out with his side of the story on IG.
You're not tagging me on your page, shows you're not carrying me along.
First things first, I felt that Berri felt left out. And you know, in anything that you feel left out, you feel pained and ideas come into your head.
I wanted to help him promote his own jam separately.
Ideas as to whether the person will actually fulfill the promise he promised you initially. I think that's one of the underlying factors of the whole beef.
You taking 95, me taking 5%.
Oh, dog. See, where was Carter when we wanted to buy De Jong and when we wanted to buy Neymar and all those people? Like by now Messi will be in our team. But guys, 95.5, I have not heard that deal before, honestly. I know it's around, but it's crazy. But some record labels have the same deal or even worse, but they word it differently. I'll explain that later.
Argued. We concluded on 70-30. What was the agreement between you and Carter? I said, no agreement.
No formal agreements were made. I think that was the first mistake.
Talker and Carter the next day, they're like, oh, they're going to pay me off the song with 100,000 naira. The song I sang from the beginning to the end.
If the song had not already blown and they did that, okay, that's cool. They have vision that to blow. But if the song was already at #1 and they did that's wrong. But I think it's normal. It's just negotiations. All you have to do is say no. But I can understand the pain that Berri felt. Now to Carter Efe's side of the story.
That guy Berri, I wanted to help him promote his own jam separately.
Okay, to help Berri promote his song. Okay, that was the agreement.
I tell you, say, okay, guy, oh yeah, sing Machala. I gave you the idea. You freestyle. I say, mad, guy, you good.
Sing Machala. Okay, so that means that Carter Efe came up with the Machala idea.
Don't start to the blow. You not tell me say you do under management. You not tell me anything.
If that is true, then Berri's in the wrong here. He should have initially disclosed his management.
The problem here is that I don't even know there's money in music. Paid distribution guy. I paid for apartment, paid for everything for that music.
So that means that Carter Efe was heavily responsible for the promotion of the song. I think we all know that.
I take 70, let me take 30. Since Carter is promoting the song,
I paid 3.5 million for distribution guy.
I paid 3.5. Okay, that's a lot of money. So now the question is, did he get his money back?
That are ripping in this music industry, they are painful.
Okay, so now this becomes a he say, she say thing. Okay, there's no she. He say thing. But now we don't know who exactly to believe. Okay, I also feel where Carter Efe is coming from. And with all this heat of the moment, let's just... Yeah, it's portable for Grammys. This song be hit.
Hey! Go there. This my head there. Go drop.
Hey!
See, go drop. Hey!
Guys, this 95.5 is not fully proven, it's just alleged. I ain't gonna lie, this has been an interesting beef. You know, it was getting more confusing for me, so I decided to watch more to understand the whole thing.
You dey come, you dey see God, the God where they serve.
So yeah, what do I think about the whole thing? Well, everyone can be right depending on perspective. Berri Tiga has the right to be heard as a creative who sang the whole thing. Without him, the song wouldn't have existed, well, in that particular manner. And also, he was offended that they wanted to buy the song off him. I understand. That's if the song had hit already, I understand. But if it hadn't hit, well, it was a gamble. But the most underlying factor is the feeling of being left out of something that you helped produce. That hurts. But Carter Efe too, I could understand his view. Guys, I'm looking at it from his perspective. No one can argue that Carter Efe wasn't the one who heavily promoted the song.
I take 70, let me take 30, since Carter is promoting the song.
And yes, no one would have heard of Berri in that magnitude. I'm not saying Berri wouldn't have made it, but you get my point. About what he did, well, it isn't too far-fetched from what some record labels do. I know they later came back to 70-30. But to be honest, I haven't really heard of 95-5 before, but I've heard of 80-20. So let me give you an example. You see, when record labels give you an advance payment, let's say you hear that this artist has signed a $2 million deal, a $7 million deal, like those kind of things, it's not for free. It's basically a loan you are going to pay back. Advance payments are like loans you are going to pay back in another form. And one of the forms is called a 360 deal. And when I say 360, I mean all-round deal. That means any money you make from any place, 80% goes to the label, 20% comes to you. So you can even make $20 million for the label. You see the $20 million, but you get 20% of it. Basically the same thing. It also hurts. But that's why a lot of people go through as an upcoming artist. And record labels sign for a long time, like 2 years, 5 years, even 10 years. So imagine being under a label for 10 years. All your songs that you do during that 10 years, 80% good. Do you get the analogy? So in Carter Efe's point of view, here's the point that it's just one song. But that song has given Berri Tiga the clout and everything he needs to kickstart his career very well. And also push out the other songs that he made.
They don't create 3 songs, none of them blow.
Strategically, if you look at it, it kind of makes sense. Just that the agreement wasn't really making that much sense. Are people saying that Carter Efe doesn't own the song? Well, it's basically like DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled doesn't really sing.
The music right here, put the bridge right there, and like fucking, like it was like a lot of vocals.
But he owns the songs that he makes. You get me? So I think this thing all boils down to miscommunication. And yes, Carter Efe is also hurt and pained that Berri Tiga doesn't understand his point of view and that he has spent a lot of money on this promotion and now people are trying to paint him black. That's why he's also hurt. I don't know the details of the agreement here, but Berri also not disclosing the management, if it's true, was wrong. Carter says he has spent a lot of money. The question is, has he gotten that money back? Well, I guess we'll never know. This now turns into a big he said this, she said this, you get me. But like I said, I'm not picking sides. I am not, okay, I'm picking this side. That's a winning team. Pick that side. I'm just giving you guys the perspective from both sides. How they are both thinking about the whole situation. You get me? Because honestly, I want both of them to succeed in their endeavors. But what can be learned here? Well, everything should be on paper. No matter the friendship, it should be on paper. I know it's friendship and stuff, but you know, sometimes things on paper makes everyone sit on their toes. And all this could have been avoided. Because the music industry is a very interesting place. You know, I've had my fair share. So, welcome!
I'm gonna do this music till I die.
Yeah, but guys, let me know your thoughts about the whole situation. I'm not gonna put my mouth for anywhere. I ain't picking sides. Put your thoughts in the comment section. And guys, leave a like on the video. It really goes a long way, please. And a new single is coming. Anticipate. Until then, well, there's someone I need to talk to in Puerto Rico. I'm joking.
Georgia, by the way you're looking, feel so African. With that body making me feel nauseous. I'ma be cautious. I don't wanna